If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundlesssuccess to join today. Let's get you to the next level.
We're here because the news is being distorted. We're here because people are being inundated with misinformation on social media. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup.
This is the raw, naked truth.
Israel strikes Iran, an India air crash, RFK files released, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Israel launched a major airstrike on Iran early Friday local time under Operation Rising Lion, targeting nuclear and military sites in and around Tehran. Israel launched 5 waves of airstrikes on Iran starting before dawn on Friday local time, killing Iran's top 3 military officials and at least 2 prominent nuclear scientists. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the military action sought to crush the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program. More than 200 warplanes struck at least 100 targets across Iran, including the main building of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, residential compounds of prominent individuals, and the Natanz nuclear enrichment facility. At least 12 civilians were killed in strikes on Tehran alone, according to Iran's state news agency. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader, said Israel should anticipate a harsh punishment. Iran deployed at least 100 drones to Israel immediately following the strikes. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. was not involved in the attacks on Iran. President Trump has stated that he had prior knowledge of Israel's planned attacks on Iranian leadership, but hoped nuclear negotiations with Iran could continue. Iran announced on state TV that it would not participate in nuclear negotiations with the U.S. until further notice, scrapping talks planned for Sunday. India suffered one of its worst plane crashes in decades. A London-bound India Air flight crashed shortly after takeoff into a medical college in Ahmedabad, India yesterday, killing 241 passengers and crew, as well as dozens of people on the ground. A sole surviving passenger walked away without life-threatening injuries, telling a medic that the plane, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, split in 2 before exploding. A pedestrian video shows the plane angled upward but descending before it disappears behind buildings into a fireball. The US and UK said they're sending officials to aid in India's crash investigation. A federal judge has ruled that President Trump acted illegally when he seized control of California's National Guard during ICE-related riots in Los Angeles. U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer issued the decision Thursday, siding with Governor Gavin Newsom and ordering Trump to return control of the Guard to the state forthwith. On Thursday evening, the government's emergency motion led to a temporary stay by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals of the district court's restraining order, with a response due June 15th, reply due June 16th, and Zoom hearing scheduled for June 17th. The ruling does not affect the administration deployment of the Marines. The CIA released 1,450 pages Thursday related to Robert F. Kennedy's 1968 assassination, including 54 previously classified documents. The files include handwritten notes from Sirhan Sirhan, Kennedy's convicted killer, along with psychological profiles suggesting he acted alone and impulsively, not as part of a conspiracy. One note reads, "Kennedy must fall," pointing to political motives over U.S. support for Israel. The documents also reveal Kennedy voluntarily provided intelligence to the CIA after a 1955 trip to the Soviet Union and detail failed CIA plots to poison Fidel Castro. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.